Hello, hello, chickadees. Yeah. Alright, so here are the nesting boxes for the seeds. Got plenty of eggs to make our egg bread today. Alright, so once you get your eggs nice and clean, you gotta make sure you float test them. So what you do is you put them in a bowl full of water, preferably one that's deeper. And if it floats right up to the top, it's no good. If it's like floated kind of in the middle, butts up a little bit, it's time to use it for sure. And then if it's at the bottom, it's good to go. It's fresh. So then you take them and start cracking it. So we need 4 cups flour, 1 package of the Red Star or 2 1/4 teaspoons active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons sugar, 2 teaspoons salt, 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup milk, 2 tablespoons shortening or butter, 3 eggs slightly beaten, and 1 egg yolk and 1 teaspoon of milk whisked together for the egg wash. We're going to want to take a 1/2 cup of milk and pour it into our pot, as well as have a 1/2 cup of water, and then you need 2 tablespoons of shortening or butter, which I already have in there. And that we're going to go put on the stove and warm up. So you don't need it to be the butter to melt or anything. It just needs to be warm until it's about 120 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And that will be added to our dry mixture here in a little bit. So we'll take 2 cups of the 4 needed and put it in a large bowl. I have added the salt with it. So you just 2 cups in of salt. Oops. Then you have your 2 tablespoons of sugar, your 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 cups of flour. 2, 2, and 2. And then 1 package of the rapid rise instant yeast. They say Red Star for the recipe that I tried, but we use the Fleischmann's. Works the same. You need at least 1 packet or 2 1/4 teaspoons, which is a quarter ounce. Add that, and then we mix together. And while that's mixing, you make sure to get the milk and water warmed up, and you also will have 3 eggs, and then you lightly beat them. Make sure that's all ready to go. Now for the eggs, we like to save the shells. We rinse them off, get all that off, and save them, and then you dry them, get them dried up, and then you crush them down, and we add them to the plant soil, which helps with the calcium, especially for tomatoes, so that they don't split at the bottoms or have the rot. It takes a while for that to build up in the soil, but it helps. Alrighty, and now with the milk, butter, and water warmed up, we are going to slowly add this to our dry mixture. Easier if I do it. Getting it going. Hot and messy. So messy. Alrighty, so we'll add the egg mix, the lightly beaten eggs, two more cups of flour, so you want to blend it at a low speed until it's moistened, then beat 3 minutes at medium speed. And then we want to add the 2 cups of flour, which I did, to make a firm dough. Yeah. Alright. Perfect. So we're going to grab a bowl. It's usually use vegetable oil, but that came out super clean. All right, all the dough. Yeah, nice. Pop it in there. You want to make sure there's some oil on top, because otherwise it'll stick to the cover. Now, let's see if this will fit. Oh, perfection. And now, this we sit for about an hour until it rises enough and ripens. How to know when it's ripe? If you can poke your finger in gently and it leaves a dent without coming back up, then it's ready to go. So yeah, we'll come back in an hour and see how this is doing. Alright, so you're gonna have space to roll up dough. Half cup or so. Not even, just kind of lightly get it covered. Have a sheet ready to place the bread. You can use just a greased pan. I like to put the parchment on. It makes it easier just to get it up off the pan. Alright, so we're going to section the dough off into 3 pieces. First, you gotta punch the dough down. Knead it a little bit. After a little bit of kneading, we're going to kind of section it off here into those 3 semi-even pieces. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we're going to put a little bit more flour down so it doesn't stick. And then we're going to roll these out to long pieces. Be easier if it they don't have to be perfect unless you're trying to do some kind of competition. The taste is what really gets the family going on these. Anyway, so you get them about 15 inches or so. What I usually do is I'll fold it over, twist it, kind of complete the braid, and then I tuck one end underneath so it stays. Turn it, and reverse basically the braid down the other way. You're going to want to make sure that it's as center as you can, because this thing is going to poof up pretty good. So keep in mind in the oven. You're also going to want to let this, once you're done braiding, you need to make sure that you let it rise until the indentation mark would remain. So I would say give it about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, now that we've gotten this ready to go in the oven, we need to make our egg wash, and it's 1 egg yolk, just the yolk, and then we're gonna need 1 teaspoon of milk. So doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty close is good. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna just use this little brush here. Mix her up. We're gonna mix her up. Mix, mix, mix. And we're gonna take this and brush her on. Get it all on there. Oh yeah. Alright, now, once that is all done, put it in the oven. Now, you need to make sure that the oven is set at around 375 to 400. Otherwise, yeah, let's go put this in the oven. Oops, I didn't want